Welcome along to Hong Kong Direct, your one-stop shop for everything Hong Kong racing related, and more feature racing coming up this weekend. It is the second leg of the 4-year-old series, and it is the Classic Cup.
Romantic Warriors, he's danger. He's driving for Kinane, and he's going to win the Classic Mile, the perfect 5. He's off the deck here, California Spangle. Had one put on his chin at the 300. He gets the last laugh and he wins. The big Senor Toba, he's got him. Senor Toba, too good for enjoying. It's the race fit, I'm a single man. Blaze Warriors peaking on his run. I'm a single man, tough win in the last. The leader is now Garitas with a sustained run right over the top for Vincent Ho from Amazing 1+. Garitas won it.
It's Solar YY with Farfar. Farfar, Beluga, Zabrowski at them late. Farfar wins again.
Well, so much to look forward to as far as this year's renewal of the Classic Cup is concerned, and it's a very decent lineup as well for this race as we take a look at the field for it. California Spangle up there on 101 rated, the same rating now as Romantic Warrior. Karis Teton will partner him. The Irishman lines up in this on a single man. Senor Toba, who missed the first leg of the series, will partake in this. Farfar, Turin Red Sun run such a huge race last start. Rocket Spade for Blake Shin. Garitas, Money Catcher, Mr. Ascendancy hit the shot. Intrepid Winner and Nordic Sky, two runners for the Millard stable there down at the bottom. Well, the horse they've potentially all got to beat is the winner of the mile, Romantic Warrior. And earlier on this week, I managed to catch up with the man who was responsible for bringing him to Hong Kong. A bit of a Hong Kong racing legend. His name, Michael Kinane.
Michael Caanan, many thanks for joining us on Hong Kong Direct. It's a pleasure to have your company. And well, coming up this weekend is the second leg of the 4-year-old series, the Classic Cup. And you're the man responsible for bringing Romantic Warrior to Hong Kong. First off, Michael, what was it that attracted you to the horse as a yearling when you saw him at Park Paddocks in Newmarket?
He was just a lovely individual and very athletic, very correct. Like, he was the only horse that year I sent straight to vet after my first viewing. So I had my mind made up. I wanted him. So thankfully he passed the vet and I was able to acquire him.
Just on the process then, Michael, obviously, the horse is purchased. He cost 300,000 guineas at Newmarket. Where does he go thereafter in his preparation for arriving here in Hong Kong?
Yeah, well, initially we have them in a nursery to break them and sort of then geld them. But now I've changed the process. He now they go into training with Brian Meehan at Manton, which are fantastic facilities, because we felt that the horses weren't tough enough and prepped well enough to take the rigors of Hong Kong, as you know, are very, very stringent and very tough on horses. So we've sort of upped the ante with regard how they're prepped. They go to a race course and then they barrier trial when possible. So they're coming a lot better prepared for life in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's certainly a place where they've got to stand up to that training, as you say. On his pedigree, Michael, I mean, he's speed on his sire side, his acclamation, but there's plenty of stamina on that dam side. And I guess going forward now to 1,800 metres and then hopefully on to 2,000 for the Derby, he seems to have that good blend of both speed and stamina, doesn't he?
Yeah, he seems to have. He's the second sister to the dam was folk melody and folk opera. She won D.P. Taylor in Canada, a mile and a quarter, and she won the Prix de la Romane, which is a mile and a quarter in Group 1 in France. So he seems to have been getting a lot of the stamina from his dam side.
What did you make of his mile win, Michael? I mean, he's now 5 from 5. He was mightily impressive, and I mean he just continues to rack up those earnings for his connections, which is a great thing as well. But what did you make of his mile win?
Yeah, he had to fight his way into a tight corner on the home stretch, which he did really well, and then he had to wait to get his run, and he still had 4 lengths to make up on the Tony Cruz's horse, who was a very talented horse, and he made it up. So I thought it was a really good performance by him.
And going forward, obviously this weekend is the Classic Cup. All eyes will be on him. He steps out over a little bit further. He just seems to have so much more to offer, doesn't he, this horse?
Yeah, he has a great way of racing. He has that good tactical early speed, but he just relaxes so well. He goes to sleep, which is a big asset when you ask the horse to go on and stay a bit farther. So he conserves his energy as much as possible. And you'd have to say, watching his last win, you'd say 1800 is well within his scope.
Michael, you won a couple of Hong Kong derbies. The importance of that race for connections here in Hong Kong, I mean, outside of the international, which has become such a global affair, that Hong Kong derby, it really is the one they want to win, isn't it?
Well, it is huge kudos. It's a fantastic race, and it's it's your derby, it's your local derby, and it's a very prestigious race, and everybody looks to try and buy those type of horses to win it if possible.
They certainly do, and this guy now, just with that win in the first leg, has over doubled his price tag at the international sale. So, just on the sale, Michael, itself. Now, obviously, you're a huge part of the Hong Kong Jockey Club setup for sourcing these horses. What is it you look for? I mean, is a horse like Romantic Warrior the perfect blueprint almost for a sales horse to come to Hong Kong?
Yeah, he is. We're looking at middle distance horses that get anywhere to 1800 meters, and hopefully then that they're able to get that other furlong, that extra 200 meters. It's the mile and a half horse struggles to get going there, because there's probably not enough opportunities for them. So you're trying to find that balance of speed and stamina, which is everybody's trying to find that.
Just on the Hong Kong racing scene, obviously your connection with the Hong Kong Jockey Club goes back a long way. I'm sure if we mention to anybody on track, Michael Caanan, the name certainly resonates well. It must be great to continue that connection with the Jockey Club. Yeah,
it's lovely to have that connection again. Hong Kong was my second home for a long time, and it's a city that I miss coming to now with COVID, but hopefully we'll be able to get back soon again. And yes, I'm enjoying this project, and it's nice to have a good horse like this in our first season.
It's fantastic to chat to Michael. Many thanks to him for taking the time to join us on Hong Kong Direct, and we certainly wish him well with this horse and all the connections going forward. Well, he probably is the one to beat, I think it's fair to say, judged on that mile win, but there are some big chances taking him on, and we're going to take a look back at the Classic Mile, and we're going to highlight a couple of runners in this race, notably California Spangle, who's out there on the front end. Now, Zach Purton will get back on board this horse. He rode Packing Victory in this race, all to no avail with him, but California Spangle certainly has continued his upward trajectory, and he will line up as a big threat to Romantic Warrior if he, a bit like the eventual winner, can see out the trip. Good runs in behind, though. A couple of horses to highlight. Down on the inside in those pink and white colours, you've got Turin Red Sun, who runs on strongly. So too the Irishman. Now that's him coming down the outside with a gold cap. He'll actually be drawn on the outside of Romantic Warrior in this race. And I'm a Single Man, just weakening back to 5th, Rocket Spade 10th, Farfar 12th. So it's certainly not going to be a one-horse affair, that's for sure, with those challengers coming out of the Classic Mile, notably headed by California Spangle, who will be reunited with Zach Purton. Taking a look at a different form line, though, coming into the race is the grey, Senor Toba. Now, this is his win from the end of last calendar year, the 27th of December. He actually missed an intended run next time out. He was withdrawn on the morning, but this was his most recent run, and it was a good, tough win. You've got Hit the Shot in the purple and gold further back in the field. He eventually runs 8th, but Senor Toba very much has been targeted to both the Classic Cup and the Derby by his trainer, Casper Founds. Well, Casper certainly thinks that this horse could line up with some of the very best that we've seen in recent years as well. So he's an interesting form line coming into the race. And as far as the trials are concerned, well, this is probably the most informative trial of them all. It was trial number 1 on the 15th of February. Now, California Spangle wins this trial. That's him out in front in the yellow and red half jacket. You've got Money Catcher running 3rd. That's him in the green and red. Now, he's actually trialled nicely here. Turin Red Sun being pushed out to run 4th, Rocket Spade 5th, the Irishman 7th, and Senor Toba down there on the inside, the grey. He did his best work late, and arguably the trials trip too short for him, but he will certainly come alive on race day. But California Spangle out of that trial certainly shaping very well indeed. So plenty to look forward to as we work towards the Classic Cup. Let's take a look at what's coming up further on as well here in Hong Kong. So this weekend it is the Classic Cup, the 27th of February. We go back to Happy Valley for the first meeting in March on the 2nd there, an evening fixture as is traditional. And Sha Tin on the 6th of March as well there for a day meeting coming up from Sha Tin. So quite a bit to look forward to, as is always the case here in Hong Kong. And as we leave you on this week's show, we're going to look back at a Classic Cup replay. And it was an absolute thriller between Designs on Rome and Able Friend. Many thanks for joining us on this week's show. And we look forward to having your company next week. Goodbye.
The race is on in earnest now in the Classic Cup as they turn for home. Dr. Good Habit straightens in front, but here comes Able Friend and Designs on Rome, and Able Friend sprinting very quickly. Put a length on Designs on Rome, who sticks on Dowley. These two great horses fighting it out. Able Friend the inside, Designs on Rome is coming on the outside, and Designs on Rome swept to the front, kicked away, and there's your Derby favourite. Designs on Rome pulls away from Able Friend.